All right, guys, this is my first video doing it this way. Today I'm going to run you guys through how to set up if it fits your macros and everything I talked about last night and today, Saturday, and then also Sunday. So this would be kind of the video on how to do it. So what again, this whole link kind of set up. We'll kind of talk about this in a second, how to set up kind of your meals as you go. So again, I have the link right here, but to get to it on Google, again, I have my link right there, just in case you lose it. But first thing to do is type in what is flexible dieting. And let's figure out what's going on. There we go. So this video, or sorry, this website, will kind of take you through everything that I kind of discussed about the proteins, fats, and carbs. So now, as you're doing this and going through, again, this will kind of reiterate on everything I kind of talked about. Again, what is flexible dieting, how to calculate your total daily calories, and getting your ratios down. So I'll kind of walk everyone through this. Again, 1 gram protein is 4 calories, 1 gram of carbs, 4 calories, 1 gram of fat is 9. So the way to kind of do this is there'll be a little section down here. Sorry, the video things cause my internet to be slow. Keep going down. There we go. So basically, again, everything comes down to that ratio of proteins, carbs, and fats. Again, think of protein as muscle, carbs as energy, and fat as energy as well. Kind of all three there. Give me one sec here. There we go. So again, read through this. It's great information. Kind of talks about all this stuff. Again, as it fits your macros, you still got to eat clean. Don't think as you read this, it's talking about, you can eat donuts and kind of things like that, which technically you can as long as it's all balanced. But again, the cleaner you eat, the better it's going to be. So you go down. Sorry, I'm trying to put the calculator. I was on here for a while. Here we go. So if you go down and how to get started, there'll be the calculate your macro part. So if you right click, open this in a new browser here. Again, the first part is just kind of setting it up. Again, like I said, with setting up your meal plans here, it's going to take a little bit of experimenting. Like I said, I didn't just do this and set it up and have a meal plan perfectly. I've been doing this for a while where I experimented with what works better for myself and my schedule and foods I like to eat and kind of things like that. It's going to be all different per person. So again, as you go through this, I kind of walk everyone through it again. It'll pull you to this calculator right here, and this will calculate your macros out for you. So, sorry, and the video really caused it to be slow. So I'm going to fill this out for myself. So male, 24, weight, about 210. Again, I'm weighing myself in a while, but height, man, I know I am. Hold on. How tall am I? 12 inches in a foot. That's plus 9. Sorry, it's a little early. I'm actually pretty good at math. Inches. And formula, you just have to click normal. Don't worry about lean mass here. That's if you have like a DEXA or something, we can actually scan the amount of lean mass you had in your body. There's a way to do that, but just for simplicity's sake, click normal. Now, activity level, now since you're doing CrossFit, the way to kind of switch this, just to kind of have a kind of safe kind of range in there, I would click moderately active. Now, it depends. If you do other stuff with running and kind of things like that, you can put very active. But what's that going to do is going to boost your calories up. So kind of for the first week or two as you go through this, it's better to go a little lighter. Now, your goal, whether it's to gain weight, maintain weight, lose as you go. Most people, if you just click lose, you'll be okay right there. Now, it's going to happen here, and it'll give you a ratio of everything. So the biggest thing I do is I adjust my protein high, again, to have a higher protein type diet. Now, again, see my ratios here. Again, if we talk about it or if you haven't talked about it yet, again, the carbs should be anywhere from 20 to 50. Protein, same thing, 20 to 50. And fats, anywhere from 10 to 30 kind of ratio. So Now you can break these down. It's actually pretty cool in 2 meals per day. And I'll kind of talk about how to set this up. So this is just all. So this is how much carbs you're supposed to have in a day, protein, and fat. Now, again, all those equal calories. Now, again, energy in versus energy out at the end of the day. To lose weight, again, you just have to eat less calories or energy in that day. But again, you still want a good ratio of these three things. Again, these 2399 calories could come from all carbs. If I took all this out and out this out and up to my carbohydrates, it would still equal this number. But again, carbs are just all energy. So you have to think about it. You need a good ratio of all of these three. So again, having a higher protein, higher fat diet to myself works way better for myself. So carbohydrates, even though this number is right here, daily as I go, sometimes I don't even hit that much. And again, what I kind of recommend is when you first start off, keep the carbs a little bit lower and then kind of introduce them, if you're feeling sluggish or you need more energy, to up those up. And I kind of talk about how to put those into our sheet here. But again, this will give you your numbers as you go. So I know, like I said, calorie counting, it's not something I want people to kind of get in the habit of. It's great if you have the time and, are that type of person who like to do it. But 95% of people don't. I hate it. But just to get going, you do have to do a little bit of math and a little bit of playing around just so you can kind of have an idea. But I'll kind of give you guys little tips and tricks on how to do this. So again, once you get your numbers right here, guys, all I have to do now is pick out what you like to eat and kind of plug and chug. So again, the spreadsheet I actually have here, I'll walk through it in a second. But the best app to kind of use right now for this to figure out, how much food is broken down into these three things, you go to, it's called MyFitnessPal. Whether you've used it or not, it's great. Now, I don't log all my food. It's good in that sense if you want to kind of stay accountable and log everything you eat. If some people that way, so they don't eat bad things or they feel bad, they log a bad thing. But it's a good source for finding how much of proteins, fats, or carbs in each kind of food. So I just downloaded it really quick. I'm going to kind of show you, and hopefully you can see it on the camera here. One sec. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So MyFitnessPal is pretty easy. Once you kind of set up, and hopefully this kind of works here. As you kind of set up here, it'll be in here. You just click that middle button on that section. It'll be a little place called food. And then you just enter, pick one of them really quick. So I'm going to just click lunch. And then you just search for food at the very top. And again, the demo video is on if you want to learn how to use this more. So I'm going to just type in chicken. So if I type in chicken, it says the first one that comes up it says chicken breast, boneless, skinless with rib meat. Now, this is why it's so great is now you can plug and chug. So because this has the numbers of servings, so it breaks everything down exactly. It has 2 fats, 1 carb, 24 protein. So now the spreadsheet I have, guys, even if you don't want to count, this is actually a great just kind of meal plans prepped. So whether you use that Whole30 or the paleo one I sent out, this is kind of where you can plug and chug things. So this is, I've kind of made one kind of spreadsheet for everyone. And then what I do is, again, sit down with people and kind of figure out their numbers. So this one, let's do it for myself here. So I have 23.99. I just put that just to remind myself. Let's see how slow it's going to be. Okay, here we go. Carbs, again, 240 is kind of a lot. Just my personal preference. I gain weight pretty easy. This is how my genetics work. So I always try to keep my carbs a little bit lower. But like I said, I had Arby's last night. So stuff like that just kind of happens. So again, it's that 80% rule. As long as you can do it pretty good Monday through Friday, which I'm pretty good about. The rest, the weekends you can slack up a little bit. But again, when you say slack, it's not a whole day of slacking. Maybe a meal or two, and it's always okay. Again, go back to that bank example as I talked about. So once you kind of get your numbers in here, guys. Now, again, I do kind of a 5-meal approach just so because it helps me stay fuller longer and just because I'm on the move. So what's going to happen here? Hold on, guys. 15 seconds. I got to do this video in 2 parts. So that's this part on how to set up flexible dieting. So we'll talk about how to set this up in the next video.